inspiration for doing this portion of the garden was that about 3 years ago, we were redoing the kitchen. And every single day, the workers would take their trash out and dump it in this portion of the garden so that later they could remove it from the house entirely. While they were doing that, I realized we're looking out onto this trash every single day. I had never really noticed this window before or this portion of the garden and realized how focal it was, how it was part of our everyday life. But when I did see something there I didn't like, it made me realize once they're done, if I put something there that I do like, I'll appreciate it daily. So what I decided to do was a Zen garden. We needed to be able to use the space functionally because that gate we use in order to be able to bring stuff in and out of the garden. And so I thought to myself, if I put something beautiful and use the focal point of this Buddha and then the greenery coming around from behind it, we'll create something that we love. So let's take a look at the layout for this garden. It's fairly simple, but it's worth putting your plans on paper so that you can see them clearly. This line represents the window in my kitchen through which I'll be looking at the garden. The circle represents the Buddha that I'll be using as my focal point. The line here represents the gate into the garden and defines the walkway in this area. So behind me is one of my favorite corners of this garden. The garden's not very big, so I guess it's my favorite half of the garden. But this plant here is a sugar apple tree, known in Spanish, and these plants here are shrimp plants. And so normally the flowers for the shrimp plants are either red or yellow. They're very, very bright. So when I saw these at the nursery, I fell in love immediately because the white flowers, they're like white, greenish, match perfectly with what I was trying to do, and I thought they would be beautiful underplanting for the sugar apple tree. That plant over there is a Florida native, and so I'm blanking on the name right now. But I thought that if we have the shrimp plants in front and that plant in the back, and it does fill in. I recently had to cut it back because it wasn't doing too well with the dryness, but it's springing back to life real quick. So I thought if we had these two complementing the sugar apple tree, that it would be an absolutely beautiful pairing. Behind me on this side, you can see the wild coffee and the papaya up there. And the wild coffee and the shrimp plants are also a wonderful pairing. So I just really love how this portion of the garden came out. And there's the statue. Okay, so did you see what I said? So here's the passion fruit vine, and it has done really well. It established itself really fast. I think I watered it twice, and then it's always been good in this spot. And so I really wish I had switched the pothos out for this earlier, because this is just so well acclimated. And so at first I thought that it wouldn't do well because I don't think it gets full sun right here, and I've always heard that passion fruit vines need a ton of sun. I think that this one does okay because it's so hot that it doesn't really matter that it doesn't get full sun anyways. So this ginger here behind me, it's protected by the shade of the banana tree, and so I think that's why it's doing fine here. I can't imagine switching it out in a few years because it's been here now for maybe 2 years and it's never done it hasn't gotten big the way that gingers can get really big. So I'm not sure that it's doing great. So if I find a plant that I like better, I might put it there. And then I've underplanted the banana tree with this wild coffee. And so the wild coffee looks wonderful. The leaves are so bright and shiny, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and it was a great in its shape was a great complement to the banana tree. And so the banana tree has these broad green leaves, and this contrasts it with its little very shiny leaves. And something interesting about the banana tree is that I've been using it to mulch, like the old banana tree leaves. I've been using them as mulch, so I just throw it behind there, and they are free and they do a fantastic job. Like, I've really been enjoying using the banana tree as a mulch agent. And what else? There is that plant behind me, and I am not sure what it's called. I'll put it in the comments, but it took a little while to establish, but I really like it. The leaves fall right behind the Buddha statue, and I think it just creates a veil back there, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. And I did want it to look full behind the statue, so I think this plant is doing exactly what it was supposed to do. One more note, I'll probably be putting it in a huge pot. Like, look at the size of this plant, and taking it inside and just seeing like how long I can keep it alive for. Or maybe I'll gift it to my mom. I've been wanting to do my mom's house with some plants, and she loves these. So probably take it over there and just make use of it as an indoor plant where it won't be invasive. If you're enjoying this content, please like and subscribe. Next week, I'll be showing you my kitchen garden. If you subscribe, YouTube will let you know when I upload the video. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.